So, you're welcome to another live video. It's been a while that I've done this because of time constraint, but I decided to do this video because of the trending, DNA scandal that is going all over the place. And so I wanted to say, our brothers, hey, there's fire on the mountain, oh, my people. The news that is coming out, the scandal, every day new revelation. So this is going to be the year of DNA revelation. And boy, so many marriages are going to crash. There is unimaginable level of infidelity in marriages. Like, I don't know. Somebody sent me yesterday, a message, and what is going on. This man, four children, they are all grown up. The last one is about 12. So because of this DNA stock that is going on between this Tokpe Thomas, Moyo Thomas, this lady that the whole news is all over the place, he went to go and do DNA. Maybe he has had that in his mind before. I don't know. He went to do DNA only for it to turn out that none of the children were his. None of them. Four children, grown up. The man is already advanced, about 60 years, and he has lived with his wife, and the wife has successfully given him children that are not his, and the children have grown up. And actually, they found out who was in, like who the real father of the children are. And it turned out that the man is also a Nigerian man, an Igbo man, and they are based in the US, and this man is already in Nigeria now. He went for visit. So everybody is trying to protect this man so that he doesn't kill himself. They are like, okay, do you have a gun? But like, the man is out of his mind. So you that you're watching me, my brothers, it's time for you to go and make sure that you are sure that you are sure. And another story I heard is that there is a man, like a father-in-law, he doesn't like the wife of his son. So he was insisting that he's going to check the DNA of the children because he doesn't like the wife. So he's thinking that maybe the wife is cheating on the son, something like that. So he went to do DNA test for the children, using himself as the baseline, because of course, if he's the father of his son, then the children will definitely be related to him. Only for him to go and do that DNA and find out that none of them is even related to him. So it turned out that even he himself is not the father of his son. So the father-in-law that went to do DNA to check the children of his son, whether they are, it not turned out that even the son he's checking the DNA is not even his own to begin with. So this thing is blowing up everywhere. So traditionally, actually, when it comes to Igbo culture, for example, I'm from Igbo land. So in Igbo culture, once the woman is married to you, the child is yours. It doesn't matter whether normally in the original cultural time. But I think that at that time, well, you even need more hands. If they say this is your son, this is your daughter, okay, no problem. You need more hands in your farm, in your whatever you are doing. But today, fatherhood involves more responsibilities. Fatherhood involves school fees, health care, accommodation. This is not something that you are going to be putting on somebody's head unknowingly. But if there is infertility in marriage and both the couple come to a conclusion, this is, and find how they want to solve their infertility problem, there is no issue in that. There are people that do it and they are together in it. But it is the most wicked thing a woman can do to a man. It's the most wicked thing a woman can do to a man, to give him the children of another man. My brothers, I will not support. I'm a woman. I don't do something like, I have three children, and the three children, the paternity of my children are not in question. If you don't want somebody not to father your children, don't let him father your children. Why will you be in marriage and you will be laying with another man when you know you can be pregnant? There is no excuse for this, my people. My women, my fellow women, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Do you know biologically it is important for any living creature to replace himself. That is success. So if you are a man, you run around, you do everything you are doing, and you have not replaced yourself biologically, that means you failed. It is not biologically successful that you did not put your own gene forth. That means living on. We are like living on. It means you continue to live on, because our parents live in us, our children live through us, and we continue to live. But if you trick somebody and give him the seed of another person to parent, to father, and he will be thinking he has father children, I don't know. This is the most wicked thing a woman can do to a husband. It is wrong. It is wrong. And normally in a family, they will say there is something you know a family for. Maybe you can say, this family, they are good in this. They are very intelligent. This family, they are good in maybe singing. They have one gift. But when you bring blood from another place and put there, then there is not, like, there will be no orderliness again. There will be no orderliness, because the blood will be from everywhere. And that is why sometimes there is some kind of enmity you see between brethren. You will be wondering, but they are brothers. But maybe, who knows, maybe there is no blood relation. And so that blood feeling is not there. And they can go to any extreme to hate each other, to do harm to each other, like, some even, they don't have feeling for their parents, they don't have feeling for their father. If you talk anything, they can hack you, do anyhow, because it's not the blood. It's not in the blood. My brothers and my sisters, let us be truthful to ourselves. If you have infertility in marriage, talk about it with your husband, talk about it with your wife, find a solution together. If you are doing jamboree, you are being unfaithful to your husband, then try not to do it in a way that you are going to bring another seed inside the family. Do it outside of your fertility window. Do it in a time that you are not going to be pregnant. Don't bring seed from outside into the family. It is wrong. It's unethical. If it is you, how will you feel? If the man go and bring a child that is not your own and say you should be the mother, we see how most African women will deal with the child. But on the other hand, they are bringing children that are not the father, the man. So many stories are blowing up recently because of this. And I will say, even though the culture says, once you are married, and that the child belongs to you, even here in this Germany, it's like that. In the law, once somebody is married to you, and she gets a new baby, the baby is automatically yours, except you go and file for divorce on the basis of infidelity, and they will check the DNA and they will absolve you, say, yeah, you don't have any responsibility. Because paternity of today is not moi moi. School fees of today is not moi moi. Healthcare of today is not moi moi. Transportation of today is not in those days that they are all in one village, going to farm, coming back, they are doing everything to there. There is not much a father is doing other than teaching, counseling them, teaching them how to farm, having more hands in the farm. Today, fatherhood is responsibility. Why do you want to carry the load of another person and put it on another person's head? And do you know why the men that are looking for married women, they are looking for married women because they want to escape from that responsibility? Because if they go and take a young girl and be befriending the young girl, if she gets pregnant, they don't buy market with that. All right, responsibility don't come. You have to marry her or father the child. But when they go and meet somebody that's already married, and then they will not have to do anything. If anything happens, maybe she's in her husband's house. She in her husband's house, they will not have any responsibility there. And also the trigger of, like they say, stolen water is sweet. Water that is just there. But when you want to steal it, your body will be you'll be hiding. Maybe they get a kick from there. So it's the year of DNA. So my people, don't live without subscribing. Don't live without hitting that like button. Click the like button if you are here. Anytime you come to watch this video, click the like button. And today, in this year, don't miss it. Make sure you know the DNA. Any woman that does not, like, for me personally, I don't have any issue with that. As a man, you don't even need to take permission. It's your children. You can go with your children to the doctor. You can take their toothbrush. You can do what you have to do to ascertain the paternity of your children. Because paternity is one thing, infidelity is another thing. So if a woman is not faithful and if the man is not faithful, think about the outside consequences beyond paternity of the children. What about sickness? What about HIV, for example? What about hepatitis? Sicknesses that are lifelong, terminal diseases. Somebody will go and bring just because of 2 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever jollification. You will destroy somebody's life forever. It is unfair. So as the revelations are coming, like they were saying this thing, they were like this Moyo Thomas thread. I didn't lash onto that thread because the man in question is dead, and before he died, he didn't put out any any retribution, or he didn't make any claims, and he's dead, may he rest in peace. So every other thing is more like hearsay, and they say. That's why I didn't go. I like to do things in a way that if the people are alive, and you can still hear from both sides. But since the man is late and the story is going on and the children are put out there, you have to be vigilant as a man. You have to be vigilant. If the child, or even before you do DNA, there are some other things you can still use to be knowing. And there is also, we must not forget that sometimes the children are switched at birth. So if both parties are vigilant, if the husband and the wife, they are vigilant, let's assume the child was switched at birth. If the child was switched at birth, then you will be able to find out what happened, on time. There's the case that happened in this Germany. They were not married, but they were friends, and then the girl got pregnant and gave birth. So of course, she said, is this man, she's going out with him. So they went to the authorities, and the authorities said they will do DNA test. Only for them to do DNA test, and they found out that even the child does not relate to any of them. Even the mother that is carrying the child is not even biologically the mother. So the whole thing confused everybody. And I said, what happened? This child was still within maybe 6 months, it's not even a year here in this Germany. So it happened like that. And so they now went to the hospital, and then I found out that they switched the children at birth. The two girls, they switched them. So switching is also possible. So you have to be vigilant, and if there's a case of switching, so that they can bring back, switch the children back early enough, so that all these things will rest, so that you will not be accusing the woman unnecessarily or looking at her unnecessarily. Switching is very, very common in Africa, especially because of the gender preference. So if a woman have consistently been having male children or female children, most times it's male. So when a woman consistently have female children, they need a male child. It's very possible that they can switch that child at the hospital. So if you have any doubt, on time, don't make it like it will not be like, no. There is no room for that now. We are in a modern age. If you are cheating on your husband, it is on a no. If the child was switched at birth, it is something that can be corrected. But if they question how the child is looking now, you do DNA test. Sometimes they can even use blood group to know, because there are dominant blood group and non-dominant blood group. So there are blood groups that can produce so. But of course, if the original father is also the same blood group, then you cannot use that blood group. That's why they use DNA most of the time as the most certain way. So my people, it's the year of DNA. Go and certify the DNA of your child. Even as a woman, if you have any doubt in your heart, it is time for you to check, was the child switched? You see? So I don't want to put out that there is no possibility of switching, but we know that the most of it is infidelity. Like this one we are even talking, there is somebody that was writing, making comment and saying, why are you people blowing something out of proportion? Why don't you mind your business? Not knowing that her husband was watching. So when her husband now saw that comment she wrote, her husband now went behind her to go and do DNA, only to find out that 3 of the children are not his own. So this DNA thing is coming very, very strongly. And if you are not bothered, that you don't care, so long as the children call you father and all those kind of a thing, okay, that is okay. But if you want to be sure, this is the year for you to be sure of the paternity of your children, so that you know where you stand. You cannot be training somebody else's children and the person will be there. And then if it's important for you to bring forth children from your own loins, then you have the time to do something that you have to do. Like this man I'm telling you that found out that the four children, they are in America. The last one is like 12 years old. They have retrieved the children because they are afraid the man is going to kill the children and kill himself. The man is about 60 years old. Where is he going to start from? I don't know why people do something like this, but obviously women are doing it. So if you are a husband, you are a father, make sure you are the father. Are you the true father? That's why I said it's DNA challenge. It's the year of DNA, my brothers and my sisters. So I don't know if anybody have any other thing to say, but this is how I'm looking at it. And I feel that I decided to do it as a live video so that, I can just say what I want to say about it without mincing words. Yeah, it is wrong. It is evil. It is the most heartless thing you can do to a man. It's the heartless thing you can do to a woman, that a woman can do to a man, and to bring children from another man and allow the man to father the child. And without the man's knowledge, it is very wrong. It is very wrong. Sometimes if it was the first child, you can say, okay, maybe they were not sure that they were going to marry, or something happened and then they just married, and it turned out that the last encounter she had before the marriage, something like that, you can still say, okay, maybe it just happened, maybe subsequent children are the man's children, something like that. But when you are living with the man and you will be getting pregnant and be having children, and the children are not with the children of the man, what is going on? What is going on? And so this thing is no longer about a tribal issue. It's cutting across all sections of the society. Sometimes people will be thinking, is this people, this ethnicity, these people from this side, that is their way. No, 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 no. It is around. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Oh. So, are you a man? Are you a husband? Buckle up your shoes if it is important for you to know whether you have biologically successfully replaced yourself on this earth. Better you go and check your DNA today, tomorrow. Let it not wait. Know your DNA. Know the DNA of your children today. Sometimes the DNA will even be revealing whether you yourself are even the son of your own father. The thing is deep, like the story I was telling you about the father that went to check the daughter-in-law with the children, with his grandchildren, thinking that if the grandchildren are the same DNA with himself, it means the daughter-in-law is faithful, only for him to find out that none of them is related to him, meaning even his son that he is saying is his son is not even his own. So the thing can go as deep as that. So buckle up your shoes. It's not just about your wife. It can be coming from the generation before that they have also played away game. So you are not even, you may not be your own father's child too, but seeking redress starts from somewhere. Knowing where you stand starts from somewhere. You see, so I believe things happen and things blow out of proportion for a reason, especially in a time like this. For example, in this Western world, in Europe, in America, in anywhere in developed Western democracies, if you are the father of a child and that child is a minor, you have to pay. You pay for upkeep. You pay. Sometimes before the salary will get to your hand, they have already removed everything. You'll be taking change. So it is better for you, it's for your own interest, that you check out the paternity before they will be taking the money. So if it is not your child, you then let Eleru go and carry your load. This is the time of Eleru Gberu, carry your load. Anybody will buy market, you go carry your market. Carry your load. Know your DNA. Know the DNA of your children. It's the year of the DNA. It's the DNA challenge. Addressing infertility in marriage, and addressing the scandal of infertility, and the scandal of paternity scandal, paternity fraud, the paternity fraud that they are doing to children, stealing the fatherhood of fathers from them is very bad. And you have to think about the children. What about the man finds out? Now what is going to happen to the children? So this is the burden that the women have to bear for being wicked, for being tricky, for taking advantage of their husband. So if it turns out now that the man finds out, then you have to bear the consequences. Do you know there was a man that he divorced from the woman already before he even realized that the children were not his, and he paid completely all the money that he's supposed to pay. And then he had a problem. He went to the hospital, and they now found out that he has a problem in his loins, that he couldn't even father children. So the man was like, how can they say he couldn't father children? That he has 3 children that are grown up. They say, no, he's not the father. That the woman knows this, that the man, they are looking at these biological things here. He cannot father children. And lo and behold, the man now ordered for DNA, because the children were grown up. The children too were wondering, like, what is this? Then they now did the DNA. True. They were not the man's children. So the man now took the whole case to court. They said, even the children are grown up. I paid up for them up to their time they were 18. I cater for them. But it turned out that I'm even infertile. I can't have children, and I didn't know. So maybe he would have gotten treatment earlier if he knew, but he didn't know. And now he has fathered these 3 children, and the court granted the man money. The woman had to pay back. They calculated all the money the man paid for the children. And the woman said she knew the father of the children. And so the children are being angry with the man and say, but we already grew. But the man was like, no, it's a matter of principle. Why would she lie to him? So it is better for him to know that he cannot father children, and then happily play the role of an adoptive father, instead of him to be, deceived all along that he can bear children. So if not that he had a problem and he needed to go to the doctor, he will never find out that he cannot have children. You see? So the thing is deep. So, yeah. There are reasons for this, of course. We know the pressure women face when there is no children in the family, and people expect the woman to get pregnant and have children. Most of people don't look at the man, that there could be problem on his side. We know all this. So if there's something like this, you address it together as a couple. You see, so if the man is not addressing the issue that as a couple, then you have to find solution for yourself and leave the marriage. Or you tell the man, look, you are the problem. But it is wrong for you to go and hide it under and make it look like he's the man's children. And then at the end of the day, the man is not the child. It has happened to many people that want to bring their children to this Europe. When they go and do DNA, they will now find out that the children are not the man's children. Because up until before, you can just file and you'll be bringing children. Then at some point, they started doing DNA for American visa. And then they found out that one woman, she had twins. And they wanted to bring the children to America. They now went to do DNA tests. They now found out that the DNA of the twins is different. Like, the twins are not related to each other, number one. The twins are not related to the mother or the father that they wrote down. This thing was baffling. So they had to call them and say, what is going on? The children you people are bringing as twins, they are not even related to each other. They have different biological strains. You and your husband, you are not related to the children too. So what is going on? It's not turned out that it's all this baby factory scam. They went to Port Harcourt and did all those baby factory protocol and got those children, and they wanted to go abroad with the children, and they did that DNA and found out that the children were not even theirs, and they bought the children and tried to cover it up with giving birth and taking the children abroad. So obviously there are people who would have succeeded before they started doing that DNA. You see, so it is happening like that. There was one man, he was here in Europe, and he was trying, you know how it is, then doing his things and going home. And then when he got all the things ready, papers and all those, he wanted to go and bring the children. and then they found out that one of the children were not his. So most of the time it can be one, it can be two, it can be three, it can be all the children, but whichever case is is it, I think it is better. Yeah, this is what I think. What do you think? Do you think it is okay to bury your head in the sand like the ostrich and carry on like nothing happened? I don't think so. I think it's better for the person to know. So it's the day of DNA, my people. Keep it rolling. Know the DNA of your children. Know your own DNA too. Let everybody know where their biological footprint is coming from and is going to. Yeah, I think fair is fair enough. When we talk about domestic violence against women, we're talking about this is worse than violence against men. This is stealing something humanly fundamental to any human being, and you steal it away from them. I don't know if there's any excuse for this. I don't think there's no any justification for this. It's just wrong on all sides. So thank you so much, my people. I'm not seeing any interaction. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If you have something to say, put it in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye bye.